Shalom Rastafari, Assalamu alaikum, peace to the kings and the queens of the earth. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday? I hope everyone is just having a good start to their week, productive, keeping warm, or even, staying cool. This weather has been a roller coaster all week. So I just want to, give a shout out to everybody who's been struggling mentally and physically, who have been going through things. Just know that our season is coming. The Most High protects all, and he especially protects the righteous. So those who continue to attack for no reason, pray for them, because their karma is coming. Today I want to just give a talk about my music. Again, if you're listening, please go check out Celeste Soldier 1. It's out on all digital platforms now, and Coach Treasy Genesis is still out there on platforms. The new single, Razor, video, and Storm, featuring me and King Farai. Those videos are out on YouTube now too. Again, I have been just trying my hardest to release this second album. It's already done. I'm just trying to basically stack up the funds and release it the correct way. And so, things like that just take a little bit of time. I'm anxious because I'm already on my third album and it's pretty much already done. So I'm just trying my hardest right now to maintain and continue to grind forward through all the issues that I'm having. But I want to talk about my music, and I want to talk about why I don't say nigger or the N-word anymore in my music. I did a podcast I did a blog post about this last year. I think even around this time, maybe even earlier. I think I did it earlier when I first started doing my blog posts on my old website. But I just basically made a statement about how I used to say it. I used to say it a lot. When I first started writing, Gape Gang North was my first mixtape. That's like 2014 or 15. Me and my boy Kahuna, we literally just met. He's from Buffalo. His family's from Buffalo. We were at a job, and within 2 weeks, we were recording every day and put out a little bit of a mixtape, just a drop. And then I continued because I was just like, I found my niche and I found what I wanted to talk about. However, it felt like I was forcing myself to even say it, right, in the lines or in the lyrics that I used to say. It didn't come out really even that natural. And it wasn't like I just, sometimes it's just point of our talk. Like, yeah, of course it's part of our talk. It's part of our entire culture, right? It's part of who we are as a person. It's part of like a lot of things. And so it's just like but it comes to lyrics, it was very easy for me not to really say it. It was very easy for me to just say, I don't gotta say it. But then there was times where I remember the last time I really said it a lot was my last track on the Celeste Soldier album. That's why I said you'll hear some songs on the Celeste Soldier album where I said it, but those are like the BSRC track is about 7 years old at this point now. Now it's 2023. Yeah, 2016, 2017. Yeah, it's about 7 years old. Holy moly. So I was really in a place where I was kind of talking about, urban settings and what I'm going through, and then kind of getting to that Rastafari consciousness and that Pan-Africanism and that protection and that motivation style music. And in between there, it was like I was just kind of forming a new name, a whole new vibe. And I next thing you know, I just started finding myself not using it in my lyrics, and it was very easy. And the first excuse of one of the reasons why is because I constantly, you meet that Caucasian, that European, whatever, and they're rapping and they say it or they sing it or they say it even, just outright, you don't really understand, the rules on that word. However, the first excuse was, well, you guys say it and you say it in your lyrics and you say it in your music, so I'm just reciting the lyrics. So I'm just doing that. So I said, okay, all right. And you know what? And I get it. Like, there's never going to be a call to, with all the artists and how easy it is to put out music, there's always going to be somebody who said it, right? Like, the drill scene and on every level, it's pretty aggressive. And there's probably 7,000 N-bombs dropped a song. Now, I don't get offended by it, right? I don't really get too much offended. But then if you look at my playlist, there's not too many artists that just say that and that's it, right? Like if you look at like lyricists, I'm talking lyricists, Lloyd Banks, Vado, New York City stuff, Conway, they say it, but it's not like, it's not prevalent where I'm, and some people continue to say, some people are sitting here fighting for our people, like, and they say it. My son is a frontline soldier, and he just put out a song called "This Is for My Real Niggas." So some people will use it, and I get it because they're in the street sense, and they've taken that word, and they can probably sit down and explain to me why they're doing that for a specific reason. But for me, I take the onus, and I say, okay, I'm just going to take it out of my music because I'm sick and tired of certain people having that as an excuse. I also, if young kids want to listen to my music or they like how it sounds, they want to recite, I want to be able to, those parents of all ethnicities be able to play that around them, knowing that there's not going to be a huge N-bomb dropped, right? One of my old jobs that I used to work at, when I played my music there, it felt good because, I was went around some of these older, Caucasian white people, and they liked my music in turn. And I guarantee if one N-bomb would have dropped, they would have been like, whatever. And honestly, it's a slur that to me, I probably say it in my head a lot. I call to my boys a lot. It kind of slips out. But when it comes to music and presentation, where I would make the choice of not saying it or saying it, I'm not going to. And it's literally because of the fact that I don't want others who aren't my kind to use my music as an excuse to continue to say the N-word. And why are you obsessed with even saying that? You know what I mean? Like some people, I get it, man. I grew up with, cats from Cleve Hill. They're 2 blocks away from the east side. And we used to call them nigga all the time. And, we were young. I'm trying to say we were in our 20s. And the more conscious I got, the more that I just decided to take that word out. Again, I'm on my probably 15th book, and shout out to those who've helped me on my book journey of reading more about my Black history and reading more about what we went through. And there is nothing niggerish about us. You know what I mean? We ain't no fucking slaves out here. We're kings. We're resilient. We're lions. And we should be respected that way. In my opinion, that's it. Now, if somebody else says it, that's fine. You know what I mean? I don't really care. If someone said it on my track, I wouldn't care. But I'm not going to say it either, right? I'm not going to get on people and be like, hey, man, when you do a track with Cole Tracy, you better not say that N-word. If you choose to say it, that's your choice. But me and mine, and me and my situation, you can listen to a whole album, and I'm not going to drop it. The Selassie Soldier 2 album, there is not one N-bomb dropped. And even in the third album, when I'm writing, it's, I barely even really cuss like that because you can still talk and be lyrical, and you don't got to cuss too much. I can still tell you how strong I am and how strong this is and how I protect myself and how I keep this 40. I don't even got to be like, I keep the fucking 40 on niggas. Or I could be like, I keep the 40 on me, right on my hip like a cell phone. What's the difference? What's the difference, actually? You know what I mean? So the difference is huge, actually. I don't have to sound like I needed to use a slur. So that's why I don't say, and I will continue to, out of respect for my ancestors, out of respect for everybody who I don't want it to affect, and out of a situation where I'm just tired of people using it as an excuse to continue to say it and maybe even hide their racism. Thank y'all for listening. Again, please go listen to that music when you can, and I will talk to y'all soon. One love.